In eFootball Mobile, every player has a style, a way of playing that defines who they are on the pitch. These styles are what separate one striker from another, one midfielder from another, one defender from another. If you understand them, you don't just build a team, you build a weapon. Let's begin at the front with the attackers. Some strikers are goal poachers. They live inside the box, waiting for the perfect chance. Give them one ball and it's in the net. They don't run too much, they don't drop deep. They just score. That's why, if you want a pure finisher like Lewandowski, this is the style to trust. Then we have the dummy runner. These are tricky forwards. They run in strange directions, pulling defenders out of position. They may not always score themselves, but they create space for others. Think of Thomas Müller, a master of chaos. Next is the deep-lying forward. These strikers don't just stay up front. They drop into midfield, connect the play, and make others better. Firmino is the perfect example, not always the top scorer, but the one who makes the team flow. On the wings, there are two main styles. The prolific winger, direct, explosive, always cutting inside or delivering crosses. Mbappe, Salah, these are the destroyers on the flanks. Then there's the roaming flank, unpredictable wide players who drift everywhere, inside or outside, confusing defenders. Eden Hazard, in his prime, was the perfect roaming flank. And of course, there are the artists, the classic number 10s and the creative playmakers. The classic 10 stays high, pulling strings near the box. Riquelme made football look like art. The creative playmaker, on the other hand, can create from anywhere, dropping deep like Messi or spraying passes like De Bruyne. Now let's move into the midfield. The box-to-box midfielder is the engine. They run endlessly, defending 1 minute, attacking the next. Steven Gerrard, Frank Lampard, or today's N'Golo Kante, these players carry the whole pitch on their backs. Then comes the whole player. These midfielders are sneaky. They wait, time their runs, and arrive in the box at the perfect second. Lampard made a career out of this. They don't just create, they score. Next, the anchor man. These are the guards of the backline. They sit, they protect, they rarely move forward. Sergio Busquets is the perfect anchor. Calm, patient, always in the right place. But if you want aggression, you look at the destroyer. These midfielders don't wait for the danger. They attack it, they hunt, they press, they break everything in their way. Gattuso was the definition of a destroyer. And finally, the orchestrator. These players don't run too much, but when the ball is at their feet, they control everything. Xavi, Pirlo, they decide the rhythm of the match. Now, the defence. Some centre-backs are build-up defenders. They don't just clear the ball, they pass, they start attacks, they bring calmness. Think Gerard Piqué or Rio Ferdinand. Others are destroyers at the back, hard, aggressive and ruthless. They mark tight, they dive into tackles, they scare strikers away. Pepe is the perfect example of a defensive destroyer. On the wings, we have the offensive fullbacks. These defenders are almost attackers. They push forward, overlap and create chances. Marcelo, Dani Alves, legends of this style. But the opposite exists too, the defensive fullbacks. They don't rush forward, they stay back, defend first and lock down their side. Aaron Wan-Bissaka is a modern example. And then, the rare ones, the fullback finishers. These fullbacks love joining the attack and even shooting. João Cancelo fits this perfectly. Finally, let's talk about the goalkeepers. Some are defensive goalkeepers. They stay on their line, focus on saves and react fast. David De Gea has lived this role. Others are offensive goalkeepers, also called sweeper keepers. They don't just wait, they rush out, clear the ball and even join in build-up play. Manuel Neuer is the king of this style. Now the big question, which style is best in each position? For strikers, the goal poacher is king. Why? Because goals win games and poachers never waste chances. For wingers, the prolific winger is the most dangerous. They bring goals and assists from the sides, breaking defences wide open. For midfielders, nothing beats the box-to-box. They defend, they attack, they do it all. If you only pick one style in midfield, pick this. For centre-backs, the build-up defender is the best. Modern football needs defenders who can play, not just clear. For fullbacks, the offensive fullback is strongest because they give width, speed, and extra attack power. For goalkeepers, the offensive keeper is more useful in today's game because they help defend against fast counter-attacks. That's why, if I had to choose, A goal poacher up front, prolific wingers wide, a box-to-box and an anchor man in midfield, build-up defenders at the back with offensive fullbacks on the sides, and an offensive goalkeeper between the posts. That is the perfect balance. A team built not just on stats, but on styles. Because eFootball is not just about, it's about how their stories, their styles come together to create greatness. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.